Hey guys, what is going on? So I was just sitting down going through some trail cam pictures, pulled cards today. I wasn't actually planning on going to my property today, but one of my cell cams had sent me pictures of some trespassers yesterday and then again this morning. So my property is about an hour away from me. So I ran down there real quick after getting those pictures. And of course, by the time I got there, they were long gone. But I was able to find their tracks and see kind of the direction they came from. So I'm reaching out to my neighbors, neighboring landowners, see if anybody recognizes the individuals. Didn't look like they were up to, anything, horrible. Nothing I could tell. They weren't hurting or stealing or damaging property, but that's really not the point. It's not their property, it's mine. They don't pay for it. They haven't put in the work and the money to improve the habitat, so I don't want them on there. So I've sent their pictures out. Hopefully I can get some feedback from neighbors and track down who it is. But in the meantime, while I was down there, I put up some new no trespassing signs. I know most times trespassers don't care about trespassing signs. The way I see it though, I'm doing my part and taking away any excuses they may have if and when they do get caught. And it will help if I do decide to prosecute, if I ever get the opportunity to. But anyway, so enough about the bad stuff. Got several good deer on trail camera. It's been pretty slow up to this point. Summertime usually is. I normally run my cameras year round because my property is, an hour or so from me. But, I checked cameras last week. Nothing really to brag about. But this week there's some decent deer on there, so that's promising. I do have a couple of little videos. I had one of my cameras set on video mode. I'd found a little spot where it looked like a doe had been bedding with her little ones. I did get her and the little ones on camera, and then I got a group of turkeys coming through there. You can't see the hen, but I did. In the bottom left corner, you can see a bunch of the poults coming through. It was kind of hard to count, but it looked like there was at least 7 or 8 going through the brush there, which was pretty neat. So I'll put that up on the video. I'll throw in some pictures of the bucks. It's getting to be that time of year. It's July 10th. It's getting to be crunch time as far as getting projects done and getting those trail cameras out and trying to take inventory of the bucks that we have. My property doesn't normally host a bunch of deer, mature bucks anyway, as far as during the summer. But when they do disperse come fall, once that velvet comes off, I do get quite a few that move into my area. So that is promising. But it's always nice to see good deer during the summer too. Even if they do disperse. But so I'll roll some footage in there, throw some pictures of those bucks, the turkeys, and I'll start doing updates on trail cam checks, and we'll go from there. But like I said, it wasn't a fun day to begin with. I don't like having to go rush down to my property for bad stuff like that, but it was nice to have some pleasant surprises on camera. So the food plots were looking good. My soybeans are growing like crazy. There's probably close to 2 foot tall. Last week they were about 1.5 feet. So with the rain and everything, they're just shooting up. The plot I did in the bottom, a lot of beans and buckwheat and sunflowers coming in. So I moved a camera and I put it over that plot. I imagine with that fresh growth coming in, I'll start to get some pictures of deer in there as well. Unfortunately, that was where I got most of the trespassers on camera, so that never helps. But I'll keep you guys updated on camera pulls and any projects that I have going on. I know in my last video I did some TSI and some bush honeysuckle work. I didn't get a video of that today, but I did walk through that area, and the hack and squirt method is definitely doing a number on the bush honeysuckle. So that would be a recommended technique for anybody that's going through that as well. I know a lot of folks battle bush honeysuckle. You know, this is the first property that I've really dealt with it on, but it's going to be a work in progress for sure. So if you guys, you know, like the pictures, like the videos, you know, I encourage you to subscribe, you know, hit the like button, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, this is David with Butler Outdoors. All right, guys, take care. Hey everybody, what's going on? David here, Butler Outdoors. Down here at the property, I've got some issues with some trespassers. Normally don't have that issue except for during mushroom season, but the last 2 days I've had people showing up on my cellular trail cams trespassing. So I'm down here hanging some more no trespassing signs, trying to see where these folks are coming from. And it looks like most of them are coming from or through neighboring properties to my south. There's it's kind of a subdivision, I guess, neighborhood several hundred yards south of me, around a lake. I'm assuming it's folks coming from over there. So putting up some more no trespassing signs along my southern border. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of folks just thinks that's a waste of time, but to me, it takes all excuses away if they continue to trespass. So if or when I do get an opportunity to prosecute, you know, that just helps my case. So lots of mosquitoes, very humid today. So it's not a pleasant day to be out in the woods, and not something that I really enjoy having to do, but you know, that's part of being a landowner. You know, you got to manage your land for the wildlife, for the habitat, and you know, I put a lot of time, effort, and money into that, and I'm not a big fan of people coming, even if it's just for a hike and they're not really hurting anything. You know, it's not their property and they don't have permission to do it. So, you know, they shouldn't do it. If they want to go hike, there's plenty of public land. There's places where they can get permission, and I would highly encourage them to do so, because coming onto private property without permission is not a good thing. not only is it against the law, it's can go cause some pretty hurt feelings and lead to some bad encounters if disgruntled landowners run into trespassers. So anyway, I just want to give you guys an update. I don't know how many of you guys battle that issue. It's something I normally have an issue with every year during mushroom season, but this is one of the first times during the summer I think I've had an issue. I don't recall ever having trespassers during the summer, at least not this far back into the property, up by the road and stuff, on occasion, but not very often. So anyway, putting up more no trespassing signs, making sure it's plenty obvious, take away any excuses that trespassers may have. Oh, I didn't realize I crossed the big creek, which is the property line, and I walked past 6 no trespassing signs and I didn't realize I wasn't where I was supposed to be. So, all right. Anyway, if you guys are having issues with trespassers, I encourage you to properly post the perimeter of your properties, whether it be with no trespassing signs, or if you guys are able to use purple paint. I know here in Illinois, they do have the purple paint law as a means of posting your property. So get your property lines posted, take away any excuses trespassers may have, and I would suggest trying to develop some relationships with your neighboring landowners. I've got pretty decent relationship with several of the neighbors, so I was able to send those pictures to several of the neighbors to see if they recognize the folks. Unfortunately, nobody did, so that kind of was a dead end, but I have had success doing that in the past. And cell cameras are a great way are an excellent way for us to use to keep those neighbors honest. Unfortunately, I live about an hour away from my property, so I can't be here all the time to monitor it. So I utilize my cell cameras the best I can to do that for me, as well as the good relationships with the neighbors. So all right, guys, so that's what I'm up to today. I just got some cheap Tyvek no trespassing signs, using a staple gun, putting them into trees along the creek. I know some folks are probably like, oh no, you're stapling trees. I'm being sure to put them on trees that are of very poor value and poor quality, both monetary value and to the wildlife. So if you don't like it, well, carry around posts, do whatever you want, but that's how I'm doing it. Trying to do it quick and easy and budget friendly. So, all right, guys, David, Butler Outdoors. Until next time, try and keep your property free of trespassers too.